So, something new, or a change rather, is coming to Six Flags Over Georgia. With that, even a new trademark has been filed for a new name. Is this a new ride coming to Six Flags Over Georgia, perhaps? Let's dive in, and with that being said, firstly, I want to start off by saying that I hope all is well with everyone, and I hope and pray for us all to have a blessed and awesome 2025 and beyond. Okay, so a new trademark has been filed for a brand new name, Georgia Gold Rusher. This has caused some to wonder what in the world is the Georgia Gold Rusher going to be, with many hoping that it just might be a new ride coming to Six Flags Over Georgia. Well, I want to stay here and expound on this idea for a bit, on what this could mean and what it can mean to the park, and give it my 2 cents. Aforementioned, Georgia Gold Rusher name had been trademarked on December 17, 2024, to hit Six Flags Over Georgia most likely in the upcoming 2025 season. If we are talking rides, which at the moment we are, I do not actually believe that this trademark indicates that a brand new ride from the ground up is coming to Six Flags Over Georgia. In fact, the most likely thing that would occur ride-wise with this trademark would be one of three things. Let's start with the most unlikely possibility. Six Flags Over Georgia is going to get a new ride, similar to how the mini mine train slash Yahoo Hooler used to be at the park. What I mean by that is, it would be a cool idea if another kid's starter coaster would come to the park. We have the Joker Funhouse coaster in the Justice Friends area of the park, but in my opinion, I do feel like this ride is slightly too intense for a child just beginning their coaster journey. The Lanaga Mine Train isn't an awful choice, but it is slightly janky being that it's the oldest coaster in the park, having opened on opening day back in 1967. Lastly, we are still unsure with the future of the short stint that we've seen so far in Kid Flash Cosmic Coaster. We don't know if it's ever going to reopen again or not, but nonetheless, Kid Flash was a great coaster where young kids could ride this coaster and it not be too intense for them to experience and possibly scare them out of ever wanting to ride coasters again. Now, with all that being mentioned, I thought we had a fix with that with Kid Flash, but with the uncertainty of its future, the park is in need of a solid kid coaster. And for what it's worth, a new coaster coming to Six Flags Over Georgia in general, period, isn't a bad idea. But bringing a little mine train to Six Flags Over Georgia near Dahlonega Mine Train, that would be a really solid idea, and one that I'm all for. In fact, it could reside near Dahlonega Mine Train at the park, just how the mini mine train used to be. I mean, Six Flags Over Texas still rocks with both their mine trains right next to each other. Option 2. Six Flags Over Georgia could possibly be renaming their mine train ride. We just briefly mentioned Six Flags Over Georgia's mine train, Dahlonega Mine Train. This seems more likely because Mine Train and Gold Rush seem to almost go hand in hand, right? I mean, miners during the Georgia Gold Rush used mine carts, right? I mean, it's not too far off and unlikely. I think it is doable. Now here's where I provide a little bit of pushback to the speculation. The Dahlonega Mine Train is historic to the park. I mean, once again, it's been there since opening day in 1967, and with the same name too. So to change the name would be questionable. Now, since I am questioning things at the moment, I'm going to go on and question the questionable and ask the question. What benefit would the newly Six Flags Entertainment Corporation get from changing the name from Dahlonega Mine Train to Georgia Gold Rusher? Well, it's simple. The name Dahlonega is a city located in the heart of the Georgia mountains, located 65 miles north of Atlanta. And well, with Six Flags Entertainment Corporation just recently officially purchased Six Flags Over Georgia in full, Six Flags Over Georgia wasn't owned entirely by Six Flags. I don't know, this is unique, strange, and kind of interesting, but anywho, Six Flags officially owns Six Flags Over Georgia now. Now, with that, I think with all of these closures of rides across all of the Six Flags and Cedar Fair parks, I think that if this is indeed a change, it would make sense for these corporate higher-ups to not care about the name Dahlonega, because it could be challenging for out-of-towners to say, and them just wanting something simple and generic. You know, Georgia Scorcher, Georgia Surfer, Georgia Cyclone, granted which is now Twisted Cyclone, but you get the gist. Georgia Gold Rusher would track with what's happening with the names of rides. Plus, in the Carolinas, there's Carowinds, and at Carowinds, what is the name of their Aero Mine train? Yep, it's Carolina Gold Rusher, and again, Carowinds is under the Six Flags Entertainment Corporation umbrella with the merger, so why not just make the name of Six Flags Over Georgia's mine train simple with Georgia Gold Rusher? Y'all following? Georgia Gold Rusher could simply just be the name or retheme of a new restaurant or merchandise location at the park. If I were to go with this theory and speculate a bit, I'd say the Glad Hatter, which is located right near Dahlonega Mine Train, which, if I'm not mistaken, the Glad Hatter name has been there since the early years of the park too. Another idea would be a new shop coming to the Lick Skillet section of the park, or simply Miner's Cookhouse since they put more attention to the food menu over there this past season. They might want to completely overhaul this restaurant. Lastly, it could possibly be a retheme of the Six Flags Mercantile shop in the Lick Skillet section of the park, and renaming it to Georgia Gold Rush. I mean, shop at first glance, that is, seems likely because the trademark indicates that the Georgia Gold Rusher trademark is intended for the categories of houseware, household items, cookware, glassware, beverageware, dinnerware, utensils, sculptures, figurines, ornaments, or works of art. But I mean, this same trademark was also filed the same day for Chupacabra to cover the same categories. But also, Six Flags Fiesta Texas did just rename their B&M invert Goliath to Chupacabra just days earlier. So who knows at this point? But now it's your time to shine. Let me know your thoughts and share with me, what do you think Georgia Gold Rusher will be at Six Flags Over Georgia? Do you think any of the possibilities and options I mentioned are likely? If so, which one would you like to come into fruition? Let me know in the comments because I would love to hear from you. Till my next video and or adventure, take care, be well, and have a thrilling day. And Happy New Year, everyone. Peace, prosperity, and blessings.